I'm going to show you 27 strategies that I personally use to get clients. We're going to start off with Facebook. I have 7 different strategies just for Facebook, and it works really well. I made my first $10,000 in 3 weeks from Facebook, and none of that was through paid ads. Number 1, Facebook group posting. This is what I call a billboard post. It's just one of those big posts with big letters and a colorful background. You go into a Facebook group with your target audience in it. So if you're targeting plumbers, you just got to find a Facebook group with plumbers in it, and you would say something like this: anyone wants 30 hot water heater repairs this month? Comment 30 below. This is one of the easiest ways of getting clients. I got some of my first clients just from using this strategy alone. The problem is there's a lot of Facebook groups that'll kick you out if they see that you're self-promoting yourself and your own products. And so you can try this next strategy, which is Facebook client stealing. This one's almost as good as the last one. A lot of Facebook groups, a lot of times the owner of the Facebook group is trying to promote their own product. And so they will put out a billboard post and they will say, anyone wants 30 hot water heater repairs this month? Comment 30 below. And you'll see that the post has 100 comments. And so you already know this offer works extremely well because all these people have responded to it. And so you can reach out to all the people that have commented on that post and reach out to them with the exact same offer that was within the post. So you just reached out to them with a DM saying, hey, I just wanted to see if you wanted to get 30 hot water heater repairs this month. Which leads into my next strategy, Facebook group outreach. You can just reach out to the people that are in the Facebook group, one, by just going into the comments of certain posts that are really popular, or you can just go into the members tab, go into members with things in common, and these are people that have mutual friends with you, and then you can send them a friend request and then also send them a message. I literally sent 20,000 DMs on Facebook, and I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars just from that one strategy. Next one is Facebook business page outreach. This one's very similar. Instead of doing outreach to regular people on Facebook groups, you're just gonna look up whatever your industry is on a regular Facebook search. Then you just go to pages or places, and then you'll find all the people that have business pages within that industry. Then you can reach out to them one by one. There's also automations that help you do this automatically. This was actually how I got my very first SMMA client. The next strategy is creating your own Facebook group. If you start doing outreach to a lot of these people and trying to get them interested in your service by doing cold outreach to them or sending them friend requests, now you'll have a lot of friends on your profile that are within your industry. So you can start a Facebook group and try to get all your friends to go into that Facebook group. So if you're targeting plumbers, you can get all your plumber friends to go into that plumber group. You can also have new random people that were just looking at plumber groups and they find you randomly and then they just join your group. So now you have a whole group of people that you own this group, and you can reach out to them anytime. You can post whatever you want and nobody can kick you out of that group. And there's certain ways of posting into the groups and also on your own personal profile that can help you get a ton of clients. One way of posting is Facebook long form copy posts. This is where you create a long post and try to get someone to buy from you at the end of the post. Now this can get really complicated, but the basic overall premise is that we just want to provide value to them, give them something that they would actually want to read, something that's actually providing value to them in some way, and then at the end, you want to have a call to action. So you can make a detailed post about how to get hot water heater repairs, like a 5-step process of getting more hot water heater repairs as a plumber. Then at the end, you can say, if you want me to help you with this, you can comment hot water below, and I'll send you my guide on how to blah, blah, blah. Also, whenever you post something like this, you always want to attach a photo to the post. You never just want to post text on any platform, because if you look at any platform right now, everything that catches your attention is the actual photos and not the actual text itself. The photo does not have to relate to the post at all. A lot of times I'll just post a meme with the long form copy, which they relate in no way, but it works really well. You can also get ChatGPT to write most of this for you. It's pretty good at it, and you can post these on your personal profile and then also into these Facebook groups. The next strategy is just posting testimonial posts onto your Facebook group or your Facebook personal profile. This strategy actually works a lot better than you might think. Basically, you can just post a screenshot of maybe some of the results that you're getting, or maybe a before and after picture, or someone that's just sent you a testimonial via a message, you can screenshot that, or even just a testimonial video. A lot of times, all you really want them to say is, you were able to help me get from this place to this place. I was able to go from A to B. I just posted something the other day that was me helping some kid go from $0 to $20,000 per month, and he's 16 years old. You don't even need to do a call to action. People will just reach out to you directly and say, how do you even do that? This post worked really well. There's also posts like billboard posts, like we just kind of talked about, also video posting, just long form videos that are kind of the same value as a long form post, but in a video form. But moving on to Instagram outreach. Now, depending on the industry, this can be a little tough. If you're targeting real estate agents, you can easily just look up hashtag real estate agent and find a whole bunch of real estate agents to reach out to. But if you're looking for real estate agents that are only in New York City, it's kind of harder to find those specific people. And there's also a lot of industries where they're just not posting consistently on Instagram because they have no need to. So like accountants, why would they even post, like, what are they're going to post pictures of paper and numbers? But if your audience is on Instagram and you can easily find them, then you can easily scrape them, find all the users that are within that industry, and then you can automate outreach to them. So you can have it automate one by one, sending messages to people. I have a whole video that I made in my free course in the description below on how to do that. Next one is Instagram posting. This is just very similar to the Facebook long form copy type posting, where you can post any sort of photo, a meme, a selfie of yourself. Usually people want to see who they want to be. And so sometimes I'll post me traveling around the world, stuff like that. And then you just use a long form copy in the description of that photo, and you can usually get people actually interested in your service just from that long form copy. So I posted something kind of like my story, my journey from where I was to where I am now, and posted some photos based on my journey on Instagram. And I got a lot of traction off of that, got a lot of clients just from that post. Posting on your story can actually be really beneficial because usually you get more views on your story. And so there's several different ways of doing it. I see some people where they'll just make a long form video, but they're just doing it in the stories. So like, hey, if you want to get a girlfriend, here's 5 steps. Number 1, and then they just create story posts. What I do a lot of times is just do the testimonial thing. So I'll just post a screenshot of a testimonial. I get people constantly reaching out to me every time I post a testimonial. Instagram client stealing. This is very similar to the same thing that we're doing on Facebook, where you go to a Facebook group, find someone that's selling something similar to you, and then look at their post, see all the comments, and then just reach out to people that commented on that post. You do the same thing, but for Instagram. So you're going to find someone that's selling something similar to you. You're going to find a post, see all the comments, and then just reach out to people that are commenting on that post. This works actually extremely well, a lot better than you might think, because only usually 10% of the people, usually less than that, 3 to 10% of people are actually going to buy from that person. So if they have 100 comments, maybe only 10 people actually bought, but 90 people are still interested. Maybe the salesperson they talked to wasn't very informative. Maybe the price was too high. Maybe the price was too low. Maybe there's just certain features that they were missing in that product, or maybe they just forgot about that offer in the first place. So if you re-engage them, if you send them a message with the exact same offer, they might buy from you because you have some maybe slightly different value. The next one is LinkedIn Outreach. There are plenty of videos about this. There's plenty of tools out there that you can use to do LinkedIn automation. I use WeConnect.io. I made a whole video on how to do LinkedIn Outreach automated in my free course in the description below. LinkedIn Email Outreach. This is basically where you're sending an email to somebody. So this is a little weird. LinkedIn doesn't let you message anybody. You have to connect with people first and then send a message to them. But there's a thing called InMails that you can pay for. If you get your Sales Navigator subscription, you can send about 100 InMails per month. This basically bypasses the connection process and you can send a message directly to anybody. But there's also things called open profiles. This means if I make my profile open, anybody can send me an email for completely free. And so you don't have to pay for any subscription. So you can find open profiles and send a message directly to those people. There's tools like Scrup.com that'll let you scrape LinkedIn and it'll show you which ones are open profiles and which ones are closed. LinkedIn Group Outreach, this one's also very similar to all the other ones. LinkedIn Group Outreach is pretty cool too because they don't need to be an open profile and you don't need to be connected with them. You just need to be in the same group and you can message anybody that is within the same groups as you. Only problem is not a lot of people join LinkedIn groups. So next one is PayPal Outreach. This one's very unique and I think for some reason it's getting more traction right now just because it looks pretty cool. Basically, you can send somebody a penny and you can put your offer within the note of the penny that you're sending. So every transaction, you can put a note within that transaction and every transaction email will end up in the inbox because it's a transaction email and all transaction emails end up in inbox. And on top of that, people are interested in why is somebody sending me money. So a lot of them will get opened as well. I did try this myself. I created an automation that will automatically send out 1 penny to hundreds and hundreds of people. I sent out 500 pennies. So I spent $5 on this and I got 1 booked call. So the conversion rate isn't high. 1 booked call out of 500 emails sent is pretty bad, but probably half of those emails weren't even verified. So maybe I actually only sent to 250 people. It might be worth a test. You can try it yourself. Next one is cold email outreach. This one can get pretty complex depending on what you're trying to do. If you don't know anything about cold email, I'm just gonna give you some brief bullet points. If I were you, I would look at just several other videos on how to do cold email outreach. I don't really recommend this as your first strategy because usually it's gonna cost you a couple $100 just to get up and running. Some things you need to do research on is email warming, email verifying, and then email automation tools. Email warming is just using a software to send out emails from your account and then other people will send emails to your account. And so it's going back and forth and making your account look really human. So if you create a brand new Gmail account and just try to send out a whole bunch of emails, all the emails are going to go to spam. And so you don't want that. So it's going to create this activity to make it look like it's actual human using your email account. Email verifying is just verifying if the email is actually real or not. If you send out 100 emails and then 50% of them are invalid or they're not real emails, then you'll have a high bounce rate. A bounce rate is if you send an email and then it wasn't a real email, it'll bounce back to you. If you have a high bounce rate, your emails will start going to spam, so you don't want that either. And there are email automation tools that will automatically warm up the emails and also send out the emails for you. I use a tool called Mistrika, but there's several other tools. A lot of people use Instantly.ai right now. SMS Outreach. This one actually works extremely well. You're just sending text to your target audience. You can do this from platforms like Twilio, or you can also just use your phone to send text to people. There are plenty of tools that you can use to scrape phone numbers. I have a whole video on how to scrape phone numbers. The biggest mistake I see though is a lot of people make their SMS messages look like it's an advertisement going inside the newspaper. You do not want to do that. You want to make it look like it's going from me to you, just a human to another human. So I had a friend that was sending a message kind of like this. Hello Fred, my name is Emily and I represent Freedom Brokerage LLC. We're looking to acquire new businesses in the area and want to see if you're open to discussing the opportunity and blah, blah, blah. So this can kind of look like a scam because you're saying, hey, I represent represent this company. We can help you, blah, 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 right? We don't want to say that, right? We want to say something like this, which looks like a more human approach, right? Hey, Fred, I'm Carson. I know you don't know me, but I'm just trying to see if you're open to selling ABC plumbing. Can I call you in 20 minutes? Looks very, very natural. You'll get a lot more responses with the second message. Next one is voicemail drops. This one's kind of like cold calling, but a lot easier. Basically, all you're doing is sending a voicemail to somebody. And then if they're interested, they're going to call you back. There are softwares that can let you do this, like Drop.co. I don't really like Drop.co. I like using Go High Level. It's pretty easy to use. Usually it's going to cost you like 5 cents per voicemail drop that you're going to do though. But it's a lot better than actually sitting there doing 800 calls a week. You can actually just send out 800 calls in one day, and then people will call you back. A lot of times people won't even listen to the voicemail. They'll just call you back. And so sometimes it's still kind of a cold call because they don't really even know why you called them. But they can't make the excuse of, I don't have time to talk right now, because they literally just called you. So Discord and Slack group hacking. This one's a little weird. I don't see anyone doing this really, but if you can do this the right way, you can make a ton of money. You can usually find Discord and Slack groups of any industry, right? So if I look up a real estate agent's Discord, you'll find Discord groups about real estate agents. This doesn't just apply to Discord or Slack. It can also apply to Telegram or WhatsApp groups, just any group where your industry is in, right? A Facebook group can be another one, but this is just obviously a little different than that. There's also school, SKOOL.com. There's a lot of groups kind of growing on there, but there's a few things you can do to leverage the group and get a ton of clients from it. Number one is you can just send messages to all the people that are in the group and see if they're interested in your offer. These are people that should be highly targeted, people that are actually in your industry. So you should get a good response rate from that. Second thing you can do is you can just do a direct pitch within like the general chat of the group. And you can say, hey, is anyone interested in getting 30 hot water heater repair jobs? And people will reach out to you if they're interested. But sometimes the group owners, they don't like you doing self-promotion, so they might kick you out of the group for doing something like that. So the next thing you can try is testimonial posts or just posting value. So you can say something like, we just helped this one client get 40 new hot water heater repairs this month using this new strategy. We're crushing it, right? And you just post a testimonial like that, and people are going to ask you, well, how are you doing that? How is that working? And they're going to DM you directly. I would do that into the groups, and I'd also just post a lot of value. So I'd post videos like, hey guys, this is what I learned this week about how to get more hot water heater repairs. Wanted to show you how it works. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And people would just come to me, and they would see me as the expert because I'm posting value into these groups, and then they would eventually just buy from me. Next one is Google Calendar Invites Outreach. This one's really unique. I actually got this from like spammers and hackers. I created a strategy that will send out Google Calendar invites on somebody else's calendar, and it'll pitch your offer within that invite. So I use Google Calendar every day. I'm sure you've used Google Calendar or some other calendar platform. If you book a call on somebody else's calendar, I put in my email, I put in my information, and then I say I want to book at this time, at this date, right? And then it'll come on my calendar automatically. So I book on that website and it comes on my calendar. So I thought, what if I just took someone else's email and put it into my calendar booking, right? So then I took thousands of emails and put them through my calendar link. So now thousands of people are getting a calendar event with Carson Fox. And then within the calendar notes, I said, hey, I'm Carson. I know this is weird, but I thought I would reach out to you in a really unique way. I can get you 40 appointments per month using these automated strategies. And if it doesn't work, I'll pay you $3,000. You want to book a call with me below? Click here. Now the response rate was very similar to cold email. I wasn't getting a ton of calls. Like cold email will get you, a good amount of calls, but not like a ton. So I thought it was going to work better, but it did work really well. I did get actually a lot of clients from it. And so not a ton of calls, but a lot of the calls that I did get did convert into actual sales. And also I could send out thousands and thousands and thousands, and I didn't have to pay anything for it. It was completely free. All I needed is my own calendar link. Now I think Google has updated this since I actually did it. I think it became a little more popular since I kind of invented it, and people started using it a lot to spam. And so Google kind of blocked it a little bit. Next one is WhatsApp Outreach. This one actually works really, really well. It's almost very similar to SMS Outreach. A lot of people respond on WhatsApp. Now, not very many people in the United States use WhatsApp, so if you're targeting outside the United States, this actually works a lot better. It can work in the United States. I have done it in the United States, and it did work for me, but again, works better outside the United States. All right, before I get into my best strategies, I want to go over some strategies that did not work for me at all. Direct mail. I spent $200, spent 25 hours trying to send out direct mail. I made a whole video about this. I'm not saying that it can't work for other people, but it's extremely expensive for what it is. I sent like 100 pieces of mail for $200, so like $2 per piece of mail. And I only booked one booked call from 100 pieces of mail. So it's a 1% booked call rate. They didn't even book a call with me because I sent the direct mail. I followed up with them via email afterwards, and then they booked a call because I followed up with them. Keaton Walker also made a really good video on this where he did a direct mail campaign. I think he spent $8,000 and only made $800, which is crazy. Next one is paid ads. Again, I'm not saying it can't work for you or for anybody, but it just didn't work for me. I spent a couple $100s on paid ads for myself, trying to get myself appointments. Got a couple appointments, but the only appointment that showed up, he like hung up after 2 minutes, so it didn't really work. I do know some people that are able to get like $30 per booked call, and it's pretty consistent and it works really well for them. But most people I see that do paid ads, Either they do it and it kind of works where they're spending, $500 a week. They're getting, some appointments here and there, but one week they'll get 10 appointments. The next week they won't get any appointments. Next one is cold calling. I'm not saying, again, it can work for you, but it just didn't work for me. I actually didn't even really try it a lot for myself. I think it's actually a great strategy for somebody just starting out. But what I see a lot of times is people will do like 4 hours of cold calling. They'll book 5 meetings and they're like, oh, holy cow, this works really well. And then the next day they'll have those 5 meetings and one of those 5 people will actually show up. And so usually it's not as good as it looks. Probably one of the best strategies if you're actually willing to put in the time of just doing some dials. But again, you'll have a lot of low quality calls. So, all right, some of my best strategies, Twitter inbound. I had a team member that said I should try to start getting on Twitter. I had an old account from like 2014, but never really used it. Had like 0 followers and we made one post. The post said something like this: who wants my free course on how to get 40 appointments per month? Follow me, retweet this tweet, and comment below, and I'll send it to you for free. We got like 900 followers within that one tweet within like 2 days, and I made $7,000 within that first week of just starting my Twitter account. Just consistently post value on Twitter that people actually want to read, and then also use those viral post strategies, and you can go pretty far. Next one is freebie offers. Once you start actually leveraging freebie offers, this is where everything kind of shifts for you and you'll make a ton of money using this. A freebie offer is just something free that you're giving out to somebody where they can opt in to get that free thing, and then you have an upsell on the back end. So for example, I can take this entire video that I just made and put it into a PDF document and say, hey, I have 27 strategies on getting appointments. If you want it, you can retweet this tweet and then comment below and I'll send you this PDF. Then I create a landing page and just say, hey, give me your email, your phone number, and your name, and I'll send you the PDF. You give me that information, I send you the PDF to your email, and then now you have this PDF which has a lot of value in it, right? But then as soon as you give me your email, I'm going to take you to an upsell page that'll say, hey, if you want me to help you create these strategies and get these strategies up and running, you can book a call with my team below. So then that's the upsell. Also within the PDF, I'm going to say, hey, if you want me to help you, you can book a call below. So you can create a free offer that people actually want, but in the back end have an upsell of what people actually want even more. And you can post these freebies on every platform. So Facebook posts, a LinkedIn post, a YouTube video, Twitter, right, like we just did. And for the people that don't take the upsell right away, now you have their email and their phone number, so you can send them emails and say, hey, I just want to see if you're interested in this. You can consistently give them value over the course of months. I've had people that have been in my email list for over a year, and they just bought from me this week, and they've been in my email list for a year, which leads me to my next thing, email newsletter. Now, I don't really like calling it an email newsletter. Newsletter, I just don't like that word. But you're going to capture emails using that freebie offer, and then you're just going to send them emails consistently. It can be once per day, twice per week, just whenever you want to send emails, honestly. And you can do long form copy posts. So this is the same kind of post that you're going to put on like Facebook, where you're going to give them bullet points of 5 ways of getting hot water heater repairs. We usually get about 50 calls per month using our email newsletter. Now I have a list of like 10,000 people. I wouldn't start this until you have a list of at least 300 people that you can actually reach out to. And the best strategy I have for getting appointments is literally just creating these YouTube videos. YouTube is by far the best platform for getting appointments. I get about 150 calls per month just from YouTube. Now, I get about 300 calls overall, but all of it kind of still connects to YouTube. So we have the email newsletter, but people only join the email newsletter because they got the freebie from YouTube. I also get about 50 to 60 calls from the actual freebie itself, but people only click on the freebie because they watch the video first on YouTube. And even me, I was looking at videos about tax strategies the other day for my business. I was looking it up on YouTube. I found some guy that was making a video. He seemed like a very genuine guy. He also just prayed for my business at the end of the video. So that was really unique. That was really cool. And so then I reach out to them the next day and I pay them $500 to help me with certain things, right? So I just watched one video from this guy that took him 10 minutes to do. He posted it a year ago, and now he's getting clients a year later, right? It's like, and I'm obviously not the only client that he's gotten from that. He's probably gotten consistent clients from that one video. And he was a smaller channel than me. He only had a couple thousand subscribers, and that video only had a couple thousand views. But that's just how YouTube works. I hope you guys use these strategies to your advantage. Like I said earlier, I had a message from this kid that was 16 years old and made $20,000 per month using my systems. I have a 16-year-old brother, and all he does is play Fortnite all day. So if you're interested in consistently getting 120 sales calls per month using my systems, you can book a call with my team below. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.